Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. I lost time for a minute there. Welcome back to the market forecast. Welcome back to trading. Welcome, fellow futures traders, forex traders, friends, and family. It is good to be back with everybody this morning. A little bit out of step, apparently, but ready and willing for a good look at these markets this morning. Hopefully, you had a good Thanksgiving week or a nice long weekend, had some good turkey, stayed safe, and you're ready for another interesting week in trading. This morning, you're already seeing a pretty decent opportunity near a weekly kickoff level in gold. I know we did not have the weekly kickoff levels in the weekly kickoff email this week because of the holiday, but we've got them for you here. You are here, you are ready, you are getting into the market. So it is Monday, the last day of November, November 30th. 10 weeks from yesterday is the Super Bowl. That's kind of the end of winter for me. So we've got about the next 10 weeks of winter to deal with. I know that's kind of early for an end of winter, but my gauge there is when the Super Bowl is over, we can start looking forward to spring. We have the 21st of December, which is the shortest day of daylight here in the upper hemisphere, the northern hemisphere. We're going to be very short on sunlight for the next couple of months. But we've got the December, we've got the holidays coming up. Looking forward to having some good holidays. And like all of you, I see you're all very happy to be back and looking into these markets. So let's do that as always through context and through the lens of risk management. 845, the Chicago PMI due out, not overly impactful. Neither is the 9 o'clock pending home sales expected to be overly impactful, but we do have some important information coming out this week. Tomorrow, we have some PMI and ISM numbers, construction spending coming out. The ISM manufacturing index tomorrow might be a good one. We also have Chairman Powell speaking. There's a couple of other talking Feds tomorrow. On Wednesday, kind of a light day. We have ADP employment, kind of a prelude to jobless claims, which is a prelude to the unemployment numbers on Friday. So Friday's really going to be the most powerful, probably, day of economic releases that we have known to come out. As far as anything else going on in the news this morning, U.S. equities stocks are set to open mostly lower as investors eye weekend holiday sales in brick and mortar stores was off by about 50% over the weekend. So not good news for your brick and mortar stores facing last month's big up move in the equities. You think a lot of our bigger players are going to be continuing to pile into new positions to the upside, or are they going to start looking to take off some of those profits by the end of the year? It's going to be interesting. We are always thinking about the Santa Claus rally at the end of the year. We're just going to try and focus on seeing what we see and looking for decent opportunities for us. Everybody's favorite remote office, Zoom, is announcing their earnings this afternoon after the close. Shouldn't be too impactful, but it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see how well they really did in the last month. And OPEC kicks off a 2-day meeting today to just discussing about what they're going to be doing with crude. Crude really in a kind of a tight spot here, kind of continuing to move to the upside, falling into some consolidation here. We're going to be looking at that very shortly. It's an interesting spot here. So as far as the VIX is concerned, VIX is actually higher up at 2190. It's still pretty low if you ask me. It's actually up about 5%. Of course, being the holiday Thursday, Friday, there was not, I'm sure, a lot of volatility, as I'm sure we saw. And there's a great question here from John Hukel that we're going to take a look at here shortly. As far as the dollar index is concerned, the dollar is down at 91.60 last I checked, and now that is really close to, if not really near, the 52-week low, the year low in the dollar. So the dollar continues to show weakness. Is it going to show in our currencies? Is it going to show in gold? It certainly has not been showing that much in gold, but gold up against a weekly kickoff level this morning. So we're going to take a look at that here just in a moment. Make sure you do like, share, comment, question, feedback, heckling, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notifications when we do go live. All right, always want to say good morning to everybody. We have MSS Capital, first one in the room, you win the prize. Good morning and happy Monday. Murph, great to be back. Great to be back with all of you. Great to be back in the markets. Charles, good to see you. Michael Kaczynski, yes, back to work. Good morning, Danielle. Guten Tag. Felix, good morning. John's question, do you determine your value areas with the holiday hours on Friday? Do you just use Friday's data or a combination of days? It's really a great question, and it's one that I've been pondering with for my 30-some years of experience. When there's a holiday and it's an abbreviated trading day and there is no settlement date, it's very difficult for me, even with with the time I've been at this, to make that decision. John, we're going to take a look at how that may affect some of the markets here. It's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up, and I'm going to try and remember to kind of look at that and kind of create a composite profile for the Thursday and Friday abbreviated sessions to see if that gives us any light on that. It is difficult. Certain platforms treat those days differently because they're not settlement days. Do they give it a separate day? Is it one bar? On TS Trader, each day is a separate bar, but only settlement days get a bar on other platforms. It's a difficult question, and it's something that really needs to be kind of discussed. So we're going to take a look at that, John. Doyle, Clarence, Vlad, good morning. Mike, Kevin Scott, how are you, Kevin? Looks like you're back on the beach here this morning. Glad to see that. Marco, good morning. Esteban Tanya, good morning. Fan, Rocker, good to be back. James, good to see you. Oliver, Chris, Vast West, Pam, Andre, and Chris. What's the heckling emoji? Any emoji you want, Chris, is a heckling emoji. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look now and see what's going on. As always, I like to start with the daily in crude oil, and here it is. So we can see that we put in these lows here at the beginning of November. Look how far we've come in November in price in crude oil. Last week we really started to consolidate. We broke out above an important inflection level last week. We held above it. It's accepting above it. But what's it doing? There's so much data that traders are expecting in crude oil. There's the OPEC meeting. There's the demand that the vaccine may bring. Are people going to be traveling again? Are people not? There's so many unknowns in this market. You can just kind of see it in here. The market's gotten to a new area, a new level, a new market state, but it's not really doing anything. We added 10,000 in open interest, 10,700 in open interest on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm pretty sure that is the total number there. So with the new kind of market state and new price level, we brought in new business, but did it really bring us anywhere? I'm not seeing that is that there's anything great in that. So what I'm thinking and what I'm going to be using as a hypothesis early this week is I'm really going to be focusing on weekly kickoff high and weekly kickoff low. We took a look at weekly kickoff low last night, and I'm going to be fading those extremes. I'm going to be looking at this as an area of balance. And if we get down here, I'm going to look for opportunities for longs. I'm going to look for opportunities for shorts up here because, again, we're falling into balance. If we break out and we accept outside of these weekly kickoff numbers, which are quite tight, okay, I'm going to go with confirmed breakout. So if we break out and we confirm acceptance below, I'll be looking to continue in that direction. If we break out and we show acceptance above, then I will look for continuation above. But inside of that, I'm going to be fading the extremes of this. And remember, headline risks are always out there. Headline risks include any news of the OPEC's meeting that's going on right now. So here to the 30-minute chart. And John, this is probably one of the things that we're going to take a look at here. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday, we broke out. We accepted above this level here, okay? We've put in a high. This was Tuesday. If we want to, let's take a look if we can combine Thursday and Friday's session here. Okay, now we're seeing value low, value high from Friday. This might be somewhat helpful because as we can see that there's very little volume on Thursday, of course, and Friday. So, this is something that I'm always wrestling with when there's short days. So you can even see it here. I mean, we've got value high from Friday here. We got value low from Thursday here. Even when we expanded and created that composite profile, the value low from Thursday ended up being the value low from both sessions. So, here's the Wednesday settlement, which was the settlement all the way through the end of the day on Friday. It makes it a little bit difficult and a little bit blurry for us to see these opportunities and to kind of really look at how to handle these. So again, I'm looking for opportunities near weekly kickoff low, near weekly kickoff high. Anything in the middle is short time frame control and short time frame opportunities. We just opened here. We opened above value. It looks like so far we've left the opening range at the low of the regular trading hour session, but that opening range is right at settlement. So there's no real overnight inventory with which to lean on. I'm going to try and stay patient in this market. I'm going to look for opportunities at our overnight high / weekly kickoff low, which, by the way, that weekly kickoff low is 45.50, weekly kickoff high 46.30. So you can see how tight it is. I mean, it's basically 1 week's range, and a narrow weekly range at that is what our weekly kickoff levels are. I'm going to be looking for opportunities at those levels primarily this week, or at least for today. We don't know what they're going to say in that OPEC meeting. All right, S&Ps, kind of a similar situation here. We've moved the market higher. We've got some acceptance through time up here. We've got our all-time high again in the overnight session. Who is holding this market up here? Is this short time frame late to the party buyers up here, or are there still investors continuing to pile into this market? We added 14,000 in open interest in the last couple of holiday sessions. So, money is still coming in up here, even on low volume days. We added 14,000 in a couple of days. The weekly kickoff levels are tight again here because I'm looking for this market to really hold up here. And if it can't hold this weekly kickoff low, which is 36.10 even, then I'm thinking that we may start to see some profit taking, not only from November, which starts all the way down here. I mean, this is a heck of a move. Now we're looking at, the end of the year. What kind of profits are we sitting at the end of the year here? So, we've had a heck of a year here, and it's amazing to me that the markets are where they are, but I know how resilient these equities markets are. Take a look at the 30 and see if we can find anything going on here for us today. So, again, overnight inventory non-existent. The market already coming back to check back to settlement. If we were to combine Thursday and Friday's sessions, we are below value. We are coming back to value. We have 36.10, our weekly kickoff low, which was tested last night and rejected. But it looks as though the market is coming back into range, back into value, which tells me that I want to be patient. I want to stay patient. It's going to be a long, interesting week. We're all just coming off of a holiday week, probably still full of turkey or whatever we have. And I'm going to take it easy, especially when I see the market opening in range, in value, no real change in the perception of value from the entire week. Last week, stay patient. The Nasdaq is a little bit more interesting, actually. I think finally we're getting some acceptance above that previous weekly kickoff low here, or high of 12,130, which is currently our weekly kickoff low. Finally, we're seeing some acceptance above it. It took Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all 3 days, closing above that level. We still see money coming into this market. We actually lost 1,000 in open interest on Friday, so perhaps few shorts kind of getting out of that. We are. Thank you, Doyle. So I'm looking to continue to buy when this market presents weakness now. As long as we hold above this 12,130 level, I'm looking to buy this market on weakness. We're currently in the middle of the weekly kickoff range, which says, maybe we're going to be falling into a little bit of short time frame control here, which it would appear actually might be, because we've got our overnight high and our overnight low outside Friday's range, but we're back in range and we're back in value, and we are close to the settlement price here, which is 12,257.50. Not a lot of change here. Again, we do see value moving higher. We see higher lows. We see higher highs. I'm going to try and look to buy this market on weakness against important inflection levels. We've got kind of a target-rich environment here. We got Friday's value low up against Thursday's value high. If I combine these two, what's it look like? Okay, we've got our value lows very close on both of those. So these are both decent opportunities. Do we know if one is going to hold or one isn't? We don't. But at least it gives us the opportunity to limit our risk. We're right up at our high here in value. Does that give us an opportunity? Well, at the very least, again, it gives us the opportunity to limit the risk. So the Nasdaq looking for opportunities to buy this market on weakness. Anytime we have the opportunity to if I'll look at value low today for an opportunity, because again, it might help me limit my risk. We'll see. And gold. Gold was an interesting market for us this morning. We had an overnight test of the weekly kickoff low. This market is really presenting weak, even with the dollar presenting weak, even with the unknown risks out there. The gold is just really having trouble holding value, and it's I'm sure disturbing a lot of folks that are thinking that gold is going to be the store of value if things do get a little bit crazy. And it usually is. It is a little bit unnerving, a little bit upsetting. The market has been kind of fallen almost, all month. We're finally down to an area of previous consolidation that some might consider a demand level. So in an area where we may run into some more new buying coming into this market. We added 1,700 in open interest on Friday on a move to the downside on pretty decent volume. This is, of course, rollover related, and so is that increase in open interest. Most likely, we did roll over from the December contract last week. So this test of the weekly kickoff low looks very important. It looks very important and inviting to me. The dollar is again near its 52-week lows, continues weak, even with that news, with the dollar. Here's our opportunity here. We were kind of looking at the market bouncing off of this weekly kickoff low down here at 1770. This is a level that I've had on my charts since about the last time we were down here. It's been around for a while, but it is now currently our weekly kickoff low and seems to be holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts to go ahead and try and close below it. Our opening range just got taken out. The opening range was 1776.40 was the high of the opening range. We just took it out. We just closed the gap. There was actually a one-tick gap from the opening range high to the low of the range from Friday. So it seems the market is having a little bit of trouble moving back to the downside, and it would not surprise me. We maybe have some overnight shorts in this market up against a longer time inflection level. Wouldn't surprise me to see this market come all the way back to point of control, perhaps settlement. How about a test of the overnight high? If you're long, that's something you'd be looking forward to, would it not? Only a shakeout in gold, Vlad says. That's what I'm thinking. But it's still, it's still unnerving, I think, for those of us that have a higher esteem for gold. Let's take a look at the euro and the Japanese yen, and we'll get down to business. It has been. I've been gone for a week. I feel like it's been a month. All right, dollar weakness brings market state change. Friday, finally, we broke out above this level. Now, there's still some resistance here that we've got to deal with. This was kind of an area of balance. This was an area of balance. We're back here. We're up. We're kind of moving into an area of previous rejection back in September. If we can accept in that, and then we can take out this weekly kickoff high, I think there's some big potential for this market to continue to move to the upside. So let me see here. We added 4,400 in open interest on this breakout move above this on Friday and Thursday. I think that actually brings in as well. Critical zone upper range. Let's take a look at the 30. And gap rules. We've got some overnight longs that are continuing to get paid. The breakout to the upside on Friday seems to be continuing to bring in buyers. I don't want to fight this move. I'm looking to try and buy this market on a weakness if given the opportunity. We had a pretty decent opportunity here, but before the open, not sure if the opening range remains at the low of the session here. But the fact that we have been unable to close the gap relatively early has me thinking that there's more continuation, some more activity to the upside. I don't want to fight. I'm going to look for opportunities to buy it on weaknesses. And the Japanese yen, we've been talking about buying weakness for quite some time. The upside structure remains. The market seems to be consolidating to some degree here. There's a little bit of energy building going on here with the lower highs and the higher lows. We added 4,300 in open interest, but kind of moot here. We've got a previous weekly kickoff level that we're hanging around here that seems to be becoming a little bit magnetic. So this is going to be off my radar until we can start to see some sort of a breakout outside of the current coiling situation that we've got going on here. We are centrally located between weekly kickoff high and weekly kickoff low. What a kind of a disorganized overnight activity. It's kind of mixed up. The market kind of opening in range but below value. I'm really just going to try and stay patient in this market until something else comes to me. I'm not seeing anything that has really turned me on about this market this morning. So I'm going to try to stay patient, and I'm going to look for opportunities elsewhere. I think gold this morning has really provided our best opportunity against that weekly kickoff low that we tested just after leaving the opening range at the high of the regular trading hour session That has now fallen. We could see some pretty decent upside activity in that gold market. A lot of you guys talking about gold. Andrew talking about gold should be high until COVID goes away. Should go without saying, but it certainly seems to be struggling to do that. Uncertainty is always good for risk-off assets. Absolutely. Brian, I'm going to, I may do that one of these days. I may sell everything and go buy beach balls. I'm going to go down there with Kevin and hang out on the beach for a while. Vlad, do you know about TradeStation platform issues? Last week it wouldn't work, and today there is no connection with the server. Vlad, I'm not aware of that. Please, I'm sure that you probably have, but please contact our world-class support. I like your beach balls. I like all beach balls in the beach. Feb Gold. Chart Stalker. Feb Gold. G. Should be in G. All right. What was I going to do? Oh, it is. It is time again this week for Market Therapy with Dr. Menaker. I'm going to go ahead and put that link in. There you go. There's the link. Sign up. I'll be in contact with the good doctor this afternoon or today. We're going to discuss an excellent topic that I will turn you on to tomorrow. Those sessions are so good and so important. I hope that everybody takes advantage of them. You're going to get the opportunity to ask the questions yourself. Ask a question of a clinical psychologist who's actually a active trader. We're going to see how many of you show up, because so many people think that the psychology of trading is so important, yet few really try and do something about it. So make sure, come to that. Just go sign up for it. So come and ask your questions of the good doctor. Dr. Menaker is brilliant. Yes. Thank you, Anthony. All right, folks, that's going to be it. I've got about 2 minutes before the equity open. Get ready. Take your deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, and creative in your trading today. I'm looking forward to seeing a good trading day for everybody. I'm pretty sure that I'm not sure if Dan is here today, but one of us will certainly be here with you for the market recap. Looking forward to seeing you then. Trade well today. Take your time. Take your time. It's Monday. It's early. I've got a whole week ahead of you. Don't feel like you have to catch every move. And if you're out there looking for trades, you're going to find one, and it may not be the one you're looking for. So take it easy, all right? We'll see you either later today or tomorrow morning for the market forecast. A little bit out of step today, it seemed like, but we'll get back in step now. All right. Have a great trading day.